is going to be, we think, a fun comparison for us, which is the META versus the META PWR. The META PWR is about 10% heavier, one of the heavier swinging BBCOR bats out there, like way heavier than the goods, way heavier than a bat like the Select Power, way heavier. That bat's like balanced bat compared to this thing. This bat's like Dirty South Camo heavy, which is super crazy heavy. This actually is even heavier than like the Axe Elite, which is a super heavy swinging bat. It's 10% heavier than the META. You're gonna close your eyes. Okay. I'm gonna hand you one of these bats, and then I'm gonna hand you the other bat, and you're gonna tell me which one is heavier. So we're handing you that bat, and then we're gonna hand you this bat. Which bat is heavier?
I would say this one.
And how sure do you feel like you are?
Actually, not that sure.
You wanna switch hands? Don't look. Don't open your eyes, cheater. Oh. Switch here.
Yeah, I do think this one actually.
Yeah, that is the META PWR. You want them both at the same time, or what do you want?
I'll take one at a time.
It's weirdly hard, right?
It is. That one, I feel like this one takes a lot more power to like lift up of it, so I think this one's a little bit heavier.
Yeah, you're right. That's the META PWR. That's the META. The question is how do these bats affect your performance when you're in a cage? Does it increase your exit speed or does it lower your exit speed? Because a heavier bat maybe you don't swing it as fast, but it's heavier, so it hits it harder versus this bat. So, and how do you at home decide, hey, this is the right bat for me and exit speeds really help? We think this will be a super useful video in terms of you deciding how does swing speed affect the exit speeds and how does it help me decide what bat to get. A note on our test. We're going to do this one a little bit different than we've done other tests. Usually we do like 30 or 45 hits, compare each bat, take a max exit speed, something like that, and sort of say, hey, this one did better or didn't, or they're the same, right? This time, though, we're going to actually hit the META PWR 60 times, and we're going to hit this one 30 times. And we're going to take those 60 hits, and we're going to randomly assign them to two bats, one called the META PWR, one called the META PWR test bat, or something like that. Because we want to see how close our process of 30 hits puts an actual bat that is the same bat. Because and we're going to sort of randomly assign those numbers, those hits to this bat in those sets of 30. If this is confusing, don't worry about it. But we're basically going to have 60 hits here, 30 hits here. We're going to split this one randomly into two bats, 30 hits. And we're just going to compare all three bats, which is really just two, but we're going to compare all three bats to each other and then see, one, is our test legitimate? And two, is the swing speed change / swing weight, does it affect the way that this 10% heavier bat does this? Because the barrel's the same, right? I mean, the barrel, it's the same material, same end cap, same little connection piece, same stiffness, same everything. The question that we have is what bat actually does better and why does it do better? And the answer may surprise you.
Get out of here. There it is. That's gone.
All right, when we try to measure exit speeds, let's just level with you here for a second and make sure we're all on the same page. It's easy to start to think that the more my bat weighs, the heavier my MOI, my swing weight of my bat, the slower my bat speed is. That's actually not true. But this is true, ready? The heavier your bat, the slower your timing. Because I guarantee you, if I gave you a 30-ounce bat right now, and I measured your max exit speed off of a tee, I said, swing it as hard as you can. I'd get whatever, Diamond Kinetics out, and I'd say, you swung 82 miles an hour, great job. I then gave you a 31-ounce bat, and I said, swing it as hard as you can. You would swing the same. It would be the same, because you can just rear back, right? Because you can just rear back, you can put your knee up a little bit sooner. The problem with a heavier bat isn't that you can't swing it as fast, it's that your mechanics aren't as fast, that your timing isn't as fast, And so the lighter a bat, the quicker are our reflexes, the quicker we can get it. So as a really obvious example, go get a broomstick that weighs 2 ounces, and then go get a bat that weighs 18 ounces. That's a considerable difference, 2 ounces to 18 ounces. I bet you money, though, you can swing both of those things at the same exact speed. Your bat speed does not change between a broomstick, assuming it's a 30-inch broomstick, and then a 30-inch drop 12, 18-ounce bat. Swing them. You'll swing them at the same speed. Because the thing that's getting in the way of your bat speed is your mechanics, not the weight of your bat. So when we're in a cage, the problem is that if you want to go hit home runs, if you want to go hit bombs, if you want to go to a showcase and get the max exit speed you possibly can off of a tee, here's the secret. Just get a heavier bat, right? Now, if they say, hey, you got to hit a curveball maybe and a slider maybe and then get on base, okay, then we start to care about the timing of our mechanics. But in terms of actually just trying to hit the ball as fast as absolutely possible, you will find almost always, at least to some extent, that a heavier bat, at least marginally, another little bit, almost always beats the lighter bat, because it's not about timing when we're in a batting cage. It's about just, because eventually we time it up, right? It doesn't matter how fast it's throwing. Eventually, I'm just going to know when to put my foot down, right, and throw the knob, right? Just a matter of timing. So as we look at this example of swinging a Meta versus the Meta Power, we're almost always going to find the Meta Power does better, especially if we're in a cage. Especially if we're in a batting cage or off of a tee, if you see someone do that comparison, you're gonna find the bat with the heavier MOI does better almost always. With that sort of soapbox out of the way, let's look at the actual data and see how these guys did. Which one do you like better?
I just like the regular Meta better. I feel like my type of swing works better with a balanced bat compared to a power bat, but it could have been different. I don't think they're too far off.
Yeah.
So fine.
In terms of like the stiffness in the barrel, felt like the same bat, right?
Yeah, felt basically like the same bat. Like, I couldn't really tell the difference between the swing weights, like while I was swinging them, but maybe it had some effect on my velocities or whatever.
All right, man, that was 90 hits, 60 with one bat, 30 with the other. What do you think? What do you got? What do you choose?
The Meta Power.
You choose the heavier one.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
I don't know. It feels more powerful. Just feels better off the bat. I think it's just everything flies off the bat better, I think.
All right. You think it had to do with, like, if it was a game bat, you would choose that one?
Yeah.
Because it's like 10%.
At least over the Meta.
Over the Meta. What bat you think you did better with in terms of, I mean, I know you think you felt better with the power, but.
Yeah, probably the power. Definitely the power.
So as we said before, we did 60 hits on the Meta Power and 30 hits on the Meta, just the normal Meta, the non-power version of it. And then we split those 60 hits on the Meta Power randomly up into 2 groups to sort of see how close to those 2 bats. If they're the same, literally it was the same exact bat, we should get over 30 hits. We should get about the same exact exit speed, at least we hope. If not, then our whole strategy here of doing 30 hits is worthless. We did not set this up either. I promise you. We just did it, and we did the data, and we pulled it, and look, the bottom 2 bats are the Meta Power. Same bat, we just split them up into random 30. Look at average velocity, 78.6, exactly the same. We did not set that up, I promise you. It gives us a little bit of hope that, hey, the data we're presenting is at least fair, right? The Meta, although we had one hitter like the Meta better, one hitter like the Meta Power better, the Meta on average did worse by about 0.8 miles an hour. Is that much? No, not really. Remember, there's that 2 things that are playing. Did their swing speed really slow down because of a heavier bat? Probably not. Their timing might have slowed down, but they're good enough hitters, and they've been around long enough to know, well, if I want to hit a heavier bat, I just start earlier. The mic machine down there, it's not going to fool me. It's throwing the same kind of pitch every time, right? Roughly. But there you go. Heavier bats hit the ball faster. Not surprising that that's actually what swing changes in swing weight do in a cage. In the field, it's just a different conversation, and it's not something that I don't think, frankly, anyone is capable of answering. The only way you will know what the right swing weight is for you is honestly just going and trying it. And I know that sounds like the most obvious thing in the world, but go get a bunch of different bats, borrow your buddies, borrow your friends, borrow your dads, do whatever, and just get some live hitting in, and see how good your timing is. And the way we speed up our timing is we improve our mechanics, and we also might be helpful to get the right size bat, to maybe get a little bit smaller if our timing's behind. If we're always on time and we're hitting the ball well, but we're just not getting as much power as we want, well, that's when we sort of look at this idea of saying, how do we get a bat that has a little more gumption, has a little more swing weight? And you can do that a million ways. You can buy a bat that has a higher MOI, or you can just buy a bigger bat, right? If you're swinging a 30-20, well, swing a 31-21 or a 30-22 or something like that. Or if you're swinging a 32-29 META, well, geez, maybe the 32-29 META power is for you. So anyways, hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about what swing weight does to your swing. And, there you go. In any event, good luck out there.